Is this the best value German Flieger available from one of the original 5 brands? Now, my girlfriend doesn't really like this watch. I think the exact phrase was, "What the f is that?" It could be that she's not familiar with the rich history of German pilots' watches, or Fliegers as they're better known. I'm out here on a crisp British winter's morning, and just over 80 years ago, it's strange to think this area was getting bombed by exactly the pilots who wore these watches. Like a lot of German engineering, this watch does everything very, very well. So well, in fact, that you could think it was a bit boring. It has the best legibility, the best loom, and actually the best timekeeping of any watch I have. Oh, by the way, can you just, if you like these videos, can you just subscribe and like and share the videos? It takes a few seconds, costs nothing, but it does help the channel. Thanks. Hello, welcome to The Perfect Wrist. Now today I want to talk to you about the watch in my collection that has the best loom, it keeps the best time, and it's the most legible. It's from a brand called LACO that you possibly haven't heard of unless you're a watch nerd. LACO dates back to 1925 with a very rich history and heritage. This particular offering, the Blue Strand Augsburg, is the best value offering in the LACO range, I would say. I just want to talk a bit about the history of the firm, and then we'll have a closer look at the watch. So LACO was founded by 2 partners in 1925 in the town of Pforzheim in Germany, a watchmaking district. That town still exists and they're still there. They've remained largely independent since then, other than a small period in the 60s when they were owned by Timex. They were renowned for their precision and accurate timekeeping machines. In 1933, one of the founders left. He set up another firm called Duro, which manufactured watch movements, and they supplied LACO with the movements, and they became a huge manufacturer in the area. Then the Second World War hit, and the German government chose 5 watchmakers to supply the Luftwaffe with what were called Fliegers, pilot's watches. All these watches shared similar traits. They had to be very large, legible, a large enough crown that you could just reach for and hand wind. They also had to be rugged enough to wear on top of a uniform. Those 5 manufacturers were IWC, that you will have heard of, Lange & Son, that you'll have heard of, LACO, Wempe, which I hadn't heard of, and Stoer, which you may have heard of. Okay, so if we look at the specs of this watch, even though this particular model represents the value end of LACO's offerings, I still think you're getting that level of German craftsmanship wrapped up in a great value package. We've got an 11.7mm thick case, so it's nice and slim, slightly turned down lugs, beautifully finished sandblasted steel to give a submarine effect to that steel, sapphire crystal, 42mm case, it's quite large, 49mm lug to lug, brilliant legibility, and the main difference between this and the higher tier of the range is that in the back there is a Miyota movement, Japanese, which to be honest is slim and keeps great time. It also has a little bit of decoration, which they didn't need to do, but you know, the Germans, so sometimes it's in what you can't see. This is an aftermarket strap to give it that traditional Flieger appearance. After the war, the village of Pforzheim had been almost 80% destroyed, and it was rebuilt under the Marshall Plan. So the two firms, of LACO and Duro, the firm that was now making the movements, they took the opportunity under the Marshall Plan to move in together once more in a huge new building, 5-story building, dedicated to making watches and looking ahead. They had been renowned for accuracy and durability, but the 1970s, the quartz crisis, affected a lot of manufacturers, and LACO took that opportunity to refocus particularly on their Flieger watches, what they were renowned for, and that continues to this day. They do have a very wide, varied, colourful range now on their website, and they're constantly innovating, and still with a reputation for precision German engineering. So we'll just have a close-up on the watch itself. That is one of the best sunburst effects I've seen on any watch dial. And this is the value end of LACO's offering. It's just a testament really to German precision engineering. It's a lovely sunburst effect. You'll see the hands themselves have black edging, and everything is loomed to make the watch extremely legible. The case has a lovely smooth submarine style satin finish to it, and the movement itself is very, very handsomely decorated. They didn't need to do that, but it's a slight cut above other basic watch movements. It's important to remember that these Fliegers aren't dress watches, they aren't dive watches, they are specific purpose-built tool watches for pilots. Not everybody gets them, but I think, they do have part in a collection. Very legible, great for flying. So if you like these videos, please subscribe and like the videos, and I'll see you in the next one.